Hey everybody, it's Mystiz, and it's been a while since I posted. It's because senior year got me messed up. But anyways, let's get to the real thing here. Let's start these scary stories number one. I'm gonna lay down the article I got it from, which is from BuzzFeed. So let's begin. The night terror hallucinations that may have been something more. I get night terrors sometimes and sleep paralysis. Sometimes when people would talk to me when I'm in that half-sleep phase and I responded, I would always respond with plural pronouns. We're almost up, or we're still in bed, that sort of thing. When people then ask me why am I using those pronouns, I always say something like, we're all together, or my friends are here. I start to see people or figures maybe right in the edge of my peripheral. They look like people I knew, but their faces were always a little bit blurred or very severe looking, like they had been awake for a few days straight. The creepy thing though is they'd always start in my peripheral vision and then begin to loom closer. The next time I was home, I told my dad about my weird half dreams. He got very quiet and told me he got them too, almost every night if he didn't go right to sleep. This horrifying story of a home intruder. My parents' bedroom is at the front of the house, immediately at the front door. My mom goes out maybe once a year, and one night she came in at maybe 2 a.m. from her annual girls' night. She took her shoes off and headed upstairs to my and my siblings' room to say goodnight. My dad sleeps like a log, but for some unexplained reason, he was aware that the front door opened for a second time. It took him a few seconds to make it to the front door, and Mom was halfway up the stairs, but a random man was standing inside the house. Seeing my dad's shocked face, he said, "The house a couple doors down is being robbed. I was trying to tell someone and then ran outside and down the street." The chances that this man happened to catch my mom on a rare occasion she went out and basically unheard of occasion she didn't lock the door behind her. And my dad manages to protect the family. I've screamed bloody murder and he hasn't stirred. I can't imagine what would have happened if this guy was any luckier. My mom maybe never would have made it up the driveway, or we all could have had been in danger. The car wreck that almost got worse but didn't. I was in a major car accident over a decade ago. Sorry, I need to breathe. Sorry. My car was hit by another car in such a way where I lost control of the car and somehow went in a full circle on the highway. I T-boned a Jersey wall, completely destroying it and cracking the next two in line, and I bounced off that onto an off-ramp with my side of the car facing traffic. I'm about to exhale when I hear, "Hey kid," when I start counting, you have 8 seconds to move your car or you're going to be hit by an 18-wheeler. Do you understand? 8, 7, 6. The voice didn't have to tell me twice. I threw my car into drive and got onto the shoulder. At one, an 18-wheeler drove by the spot my car was parked. I should have died, according to the cops, surveying the crash site later. But I walked away with a few bruises and I needed a root canal a few days later. I probably imagined the voice, but damn, I'm believing it was something otherworldly. This coincidence that couldn't have been a coincidence. I awoke one evening back in 2015. I remember waking up really thirsty and going for a drink of water in the kitchen. I kept thinking dugum for some reason, like gadugum cup, portagum water, which is weird because I don't say that ever. So anyway, fast forward to the next morning. I get up and drive across town to meet my father-in-law to help him move a refrigerator. And on my way, I drove through a scene of a bad car or motorcycle accident. The rider of the motorcycle was on the ground on his stomach, and as I passed by, my blood ran cold. When I saw the little license plate on his bike that read, Dugum, chills. This horrifying moment caught on CCTV. I was a security coordinator for a large electric company and had access to like 80 plus of the facility's CCTV infrastructures. I was doing a maintenance check on some random train station at like 3 a.m., panned a camera as far to the right as possible to check that it was functioning, and saw this dude on all fours eating a deer in the middle of the tracks. Watched him for like 10 minutes and went to get the other guy on shift. When I came back, the dude was gone. Rewound it, and the dude stopped munching on the carcass, wiped the gore off his face, and walked into the woods like he didn't have a care in the world. This horrifying warning from a family's dog. I live in the deep mountains. I'm talking a 45-minute drive to the nearest small town. We are all nearly completely isolated and surrounded on all sides by thousands of acres of national forest. It is not uncommon for large predators to roam through our property, grizzlies, lions, wolves, etc. To help combat this, my wife and I have several large shepherd dogs that roam the property. If something goes bump in the night, either the dogs freak out or they don't. After a while, you learn to interpret their barking and growling from the panic when a bear is outside, to yapping when a raccoon gets in the trash. One December evening, my wife and I were watching Planet Earth. My shepherds love to watch the television and see all the cool animals. We had watched several episodes and they never made a peep when they saw sharks, elephants, komodos, hyenas, blah blah. Then came the mountain episode. They cut to a night vision scene of mountain lions stalking in the dark. The dogs all lost it, nearly knocked over the TV trying to attack it. It was unnerving to see at the least. We got lions around here, but to see how keen the dogs were on just a clip of one really demonstrated not only the fact that they were intimately familiar with the threat, but that they instinctively knew what one looked like prowling in the night. It was an inherent threat, and they were scared to death of it. We had watched hundreds of hours and shows with them, and never once had got that reaction before. Here's the in your pants scary, but the story, part of the story. I really don't even like writing it because the whole thing still freaks us out to this day. We are again all inside on a cold winter night. My wife and I pop down to watch some TV, and the dogs gather around intently. I decide to throw on a stupid alien documentary my friend recommended. The dogs watch closely but seem normal. Then the documentary shows some supposed pics of grayling lurking in the night. The dogs lose it. Worse than the mountain lions. Holy, we have to turn the TV off to stop from the dogs from destroying the house, and even then, they're super freaked out, tug tails and whimpering the works. Again, we watch TV with them and all time, and nothing has ever got them riled up, let alone in a panic, except for those two instances. After we calm down the dogs, my wife and I sit in silence for a long while as the horror slowly washes over us. That's what if when you hear the dogs freaking out in the middle of the night apparently could be aliens. Not cool. I think I'm going to leave it at that, you guys. I think that was a good ending. So if you guys enjoyed this episode of Scary Stories, you guys can check out the link below from BuzzFeed and read more. And I will have more coming either after this one or like a week after. So thank you guys so much for listening. Welcome to Mystiz. Welcome to my journey. It's Mystiz Falls. Please subscribe, comment, like, and push notification button below for more content. Bye guys.